guys always do are going to discredit it, but I'm going to expose him and I'm going to embarrass him. You know, he's the embarrassment of Mexico. Mexico doesn't even claim him, and he's going to get exposed on June 28th. And then the boxing media will have all these excuses, but I don't want them to be having these excuses, because they say he's training hard. They say this is the most focused he's ever been. Good, and as he should be, because people don't realize how good I actually am, and when he feels those first punches, he's going to want to quit and go back to his stool.
I ain't no killer, don't push me. That's good.
Short what you want, I got what you need. I'm all the way up.
In an unexpected turn of events, Mike Tyson has taken on the role of training Jake Paul for his upcoming bout against Julio César Chávez Jr. This comes just months after the two previously made headlines for stepping into the ring against one another, an event many still describe as a humiliating spectacle. However, this time, instead of facing off from opposite corners, Jake Paul has chosen to incorporate the legendary boxing expertise of Iron Mike Tyson into his training camp.
There we go, you got it! Yeah!
This development followed the successful negotiation of financial terms, with Tyson agreeing to the arrangement under his own conditions. Known for his lack of enthusiasm toward prolonged training commitments, Tyson had previously stated during an earlier coaching stint that he preferred occasional appearances over consistent involvement. As a result, Tyson has been making regular visits to Jake Paul's training camp, although not serving as his primary coach. He has participated in a few hands-on sessions with Paul. According to Jake, things have been going quite well. "I've been working with Mike too, and it's been a great addition to my training," Paul noted. Tyson has particularly been focusing on improving Jake's footwork and punch precision, areas where noticeable progress has been observed in various training clips.
Who is the most power you've ever felt in a fight?
I would say Tommy Fury. It's the shots you don't see, so Tommy was a little tricky. Mike's punches I could see coming. He was strong, but he didn't land anything clean. So I honestly didn't feel Mike Tyson's full power, but that's good. I mean, you don't want to, so.
I feel like he lost confidence second round. Like
Yeah.
He stopped giving his all.
He just started surviving.
Speaking on Jake Paul's progress, Mike Tyson commented, "Jake has consistently improved since he began boxing, and I'm just helping him polish his skills to become an even more refined fighter." Despite the large age difference between the two, Paul expressed pride in having secured a win against the boxing icon. As for Tyson, he has no immediate intention of stepping back into the ring. A potential victory over the son of the legendary Julio César Chávez could provide Paul with the momentum needed to rise in the cruiserweight rankings. Paul has openly stated his desire to capture a world title, though rumors of a possible crossover fight with Alexander Usyk have also started to circulate.
You got to start fighting bigger guys.
Well, I try to, but Mike Tyson's a bigger guy.
How do you feel when Tyson has this whole health issue? Does that, motivation-wise, are you like, yo, Mike, maybe this guy is not fit, he's too old, or are you just like, people are going to start talking, whatever?
People are always going to have something to say, but we're not Mike Tyson's dad. Like, if he wants to do the fight and he feels healthy enough and he's the one that wanted it to be a pro fight and he's been doing this his whole life, then why not?
While Paul's current focus remains on Chavez Jr., his future opponent could be anyone, from a rematch with the recently triumphant Tommy Fury to a challenge against former heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua. "I want to fight everyone, and eventually I'll face them all," Paul said in an interview with TalkSport. "There's a queue, but most of the time I choose the toughest and most challenging fights, ones people think I can't win, just to prove them wrong and shock the world over and over again. There are many contenders knocking at the door, but my focus is on developing my skill set and staying on track to becoming a world champion. That remains my main objective, to rank among the top boxers, take on big fights, and keep the fans entertained."
Joven, fuerte.
Jake Paul is young and strong.
Pero como les vuelvo a decir, no, yo creo que no ha peleado con un peleador como mi hijo Julio.
But he's never faced a fighter like
El
myself.
pelear con Mike Tyson, con todo respeto, yo le hubiera dado mejor pelea a Paul que Tyson.
With all due respect, fighting Mike Tyson, I think I would have given him a better fight.
No tiró un solo golpe en toda la pelea.
He didn't throw one punch all fight.
O sea, ¿cómo vas a ganar una pelea sin tirar golpes?
How can you win without throwing punches?
Un solo golpe, dos golpes.
Regarding this partnership, boxing fans have offered a wide range of opinions. Some still feel Jake Paul isn't a genuine boxer, regardless of how much he trains. One skeptical fan remarked, "I get that Iron Mike Tyson did well with Ngannou, but I doubt Tyson was the one who approached him first. Plus, Ngannou was far more teachable. Jake Paul just seems too stiff to learn and truly improve." On the other hand, an enthusiastic fan wrote, "I'm thrilled to see Tyson and Jake Paul team up. These YouTube guys are starting to take boxing Seriously, and I believe they're changing the sport's image. I can actually see Jake Paul making his way to a world title soon.
They both end up in good health.
All right, how about a man that is going to give us an answer? Julio Sr., how does the fight end between your son and Jake Paul?
¿Cómo termina, Julio? ¿Cómo termina la pelea entre tu hijo y Jake Paul?
Si fuera brujo te dijera ahorita, ¿me entiendes?
If I was a wizard, I'd tell you right now.
No, yo creo que va a ser. Todas las peleas son duras, todas las peleas son difíciles.
All fights are difficult.
A third fan remarked, "It's great to see Tyson back in action after the chaos last November. What I don't understand is his involvement with Paul. He should be working with a true world champion instead. Boxing desperately needs his raw power and knockout instinct. We barely see that kind of intensity anymore." Meanwhile, another loyal Mike Tyson supporter chimed in, "Iron Mike Tyson and Jake Paul are about to bring out the most explosive knockout combos against Julio César. Chavez Jr. Mike teaches boxing in a way that his students grasp quickly. That's why Ngannou looked so good against Fury, thanks to Mike. Let's see if Jake Paul proves to be a fast learner." Tyson, the heavyweight legend, previously faced off against YouTuber-turned-pro fighter Jake Paul at AT&T Stadium in Texas. On November 15th, marking his first professional bout in nearly 20 years.
Oh no, I don't remember the fight that much. I kind of blanked out a little. Listen, know what I remember? Coming back from the first round, and then the next day I remember Jake is doing some kind of, I don't know, what was he doing at the ring?
Oh, yeah, a little bow at the end, he bowed.
And that's the last thing I remember. You know, but the day after the fight, right after, the day after, I woke up and told my wife, why did I do that? You know, I don't know. I just don't know what the hell goes on.
What did you think of Jake's power, man, when you were in there?
I don't remember it. But my body was really sore. Yeah, my body, my chest, my stomach and stuff was really sore.
Oh, man, against this Disney kid.
Hey, listen, right? It was good while it lasted for Jake, okay? It was good while it lasted. It's not gonna last much longer. You're fat, Jake.
Mike, Jake Paul has aspirations to be a world championship level boxer. From what you've seen so far, will he be a world champion boxer someday?
Hey, let me just be honest, he's improved a lot. Yes, he did improve a lot.
On the night of the fight, Tyson appeared far from the dominating force he once was, ultimately losing by unanimous decision after an 8-round contest with the Problem Child, a bout that failed to live up to its intense pre-fight hype. Now, as Paul prepares for his clash with former WBC middleweight champion Julio César Chávez Jr. next month, Iron Mike has shared his opinion on whether his former opponent has what it takes to become a world champion. Speaking during a pre-fight press conference ahead of Paul's upcoming match, Tyson stated that the 28-year-old has shown significant improvement compared to his earlier days in the sport, and even gave him his backing to pursue and possibly win world honors.
But he's not going to have a good night when he fights me on July 20th.
Every win you get, every knockout you get, you seem to level up, but there's still people, there's haters against you, there's people that say you aren't a real
man. Is an icon, and it's just an honor to be able to fight him, and he's obviously the toughest, baddest man on the planet, so it was really tough, like I expected it to be.
What is your assessment of Jake Paul, the boxer?
He's a very good fighter.
Do you think he deserves respect from the public?
Absolutely.
Hey, that was a good slap. I like that.
To be honest, he's made a lot of progress. Yes, he really has, Tyson admitted. After the fight, he continued to praise Paul, describing him as stunted and acknowledging his punching power. Tyson has now officially confirmed his return to retirement following the controversial bout with Paul. The 58-year-old had initially planned to continue fighting, but soon reversed his decision. As for Jake Paul, the 28-year-old is set to face Chavez Jr. at the Honda Center in Anaheim on June 28th as he continues his push toward fulfilling his ambition of becoming a legitimate world champion.
Primer round no tiró golpes Tyson, después de ahí para allá no tiró ni un solo golpe.
Tyson
o sea,
only
¿a quién le ganó Jake Paul? ¿A quién le ganó?
Who did Jake Paul beat that night?
Con todo respeto, o sea,
with all due respect.
Tyson no peleó.
Tyson
si
didn't
Tyson
fight.
hubiera peleado, aunque sea un round, en un round lo hubiera noqueado.
At least one round, and probably he would have gotten knocked out.
Pero esta vez es diferente, ¿no? Esta vez es diferente. Ahora
This
va a
time
pelear
it's
con un
different.
peleador que sí le va a echar chingazo, ¿me entiendes? Entonces vamos a ver si realmente...
The initial press conference between Julio César Chávez Jr. and Jake Paul featured their first official face-off. Chavez Jr. made his entrance alongside his father, the legendary Julio César Chávez Sr., while Paul came ready with bold declarations. confidently stating, "I could knock out both Chavez and Jr. in the same night." In contrast, Chavez Jr. kept his response calm and measured, saying, "When he was born, I was already a world champion. It's going to be a good fight, and I'm going to win."
He's gonna get fucked up.
I promise you that this fight will end in the same way it always does. I'm gonna turn you into another meme with your head in your hands and another disappointment in your son. I promise you. I promise you.
What do you say?
Que esta vez te prometo que va.
Julio César Chávez Sr. took the mic to acknowledge Paul's efforts in drawing younger audiences to boxing. At the same time, he made it clear he views his son as the likely victor. "He's a young and strong kid, but he's never faced a fighter like my son. How do you expect to win a fight without throwing punches?" he questioned. Julio César Chávez Jr. holds a professional record of 61 wins, 6 losses, and 1 draw, with 34 of those wins coming by knockout. Jake Paul, on the other hand, stands at 11 wins and 1 loss, including 7 knockouts. Whether it's hardcore fans, boxing analysts, or casual observers, the general consensus about Paul tends to follow a similar pattern.
To do what Canelo on that night could not and stop Julio César Chávez.
I'm gonna shock the world once again and prove how good I am, how powerful I am. This is his toughest fight to date, and I'm gonna embarrass him and make him quit like he always does. Yeah, I don't want any excuses. And when I beat this man, all the boxing media, like you guys always...
He's not quite as skilled as he thinks he is. Paul often brushes off criticism, but at times, it clearly affects him. To his credit, he's made attempts to silence the doubters. Victories over Nate Diaz, Tyron Woodley, and Anderson Silva would be notable achievements if Paul were competing in MMA. In the boxing world, however, they carry less weight. He had hoped that his win over Mike Tyson would convert more skeptics, and perhaps it would have, had it happened 30 years earlier. Now, with Julio César Chávez Jr. as his next opponent, Paul faces someone bringing real professional pedigree into the ring.
Me regalaría un par de huevos, dile, para que tenga, para que viva.
Julia y Julio están aquí.
Me reservo el derecho de hablar, dile.
Paulina Rubio.
That in itself is a rare challenge for Paul, who seems eager for the upcoming test on June 28th. As far as how the bout will unfold, don't expect an all-out slugfest. Paul envisions himself taking control from the opening bell, confidently, stating he'll march to the center of the ring and punish the 39-year-old until he hears him quit. "I'm going to shock the world again and prove how powerful I really am," Paul declared at their recent face-off. "I'm going to humiliate him and make him give up, just like he always does." While Chavez Jr. is a former world champion, with extensive experience, his recent string of puzzling losses has raised doubts about his current form.
Good fights or not. So that's be a good fight.
It's a great fight. I think the whole world's so excited.
Yes.
What did your dad tell you afterwards?
Afterwards, they need to be prepared 100%. They have chance to beat you, so train hard and be consistent like today. So that's it.
If you win, is it you and Zurdo next?
Yeah, why not?
Junior, how many old memories?
Hey, maybe the rematch.
Is it in the wild card? How many old memories? Good memories?
Oh, great memories.
Against Daniel Jacobs in 2019, Chavez Jr. appeared to quit on his stool. In his next bout, he fell short against Mario Abel Cazares, a boxer with only 11 professional fights at the time. To make things worse, Chavez Jr. also suffered a loss to former MMA icon Anderson Silva. On a more positive note, he's currently on a 2-fight winning streak, with his latest win coming over Uriah Hall, who, interestingly, is another longtime MMA veteran now turned boxer. Still, even with Chavez Jr. seemingly past his prime, Jake Paul isn't entertaining any dismissive narratives. If he gets the win, he expects full credit. I don't want any excuses. After all, when arguably the greatest Mexican boxer of all time speaks, people pay attention. And when he says something positive, especially about a son he's had a strained relationship with in recent years, it's even more striking.